Hi, we're here again today and we're going to talk about how to choose a contractor and what are some things that you should look for, what are some things you should be thinking about as you hire help to come in and care for your family and your home. What do you need to watch for? What do you need to look for? And so we're here. Kent's going to help guide us through some of those topics and conversations, and we'll just dive right in.
Hey!
So how do we choose a contractor? What are some things we should look for when we're choosing a contractor?
You want to do a referral. Check with your friends, check with your family, because they have used if they have used somebody that they have been very pleased with, obviously that's going to be your first stop. That's going to be your first and your best. The other one, I'm fond of the Better Business Bureau, the BBB. You can go online. They have a portal that you can go to. You can punch in your zip code, you punch in the trade that you're looking for, and they're going to bring up guys there. And they've got a grade rating, just like you got when you were in school, an A+, an A, a B, a B-, and it's pretty self-explanatory there. The other thing you can do is, I would recommend going to your local builders association. If you need an electrician, you need a plumber, you need a HVAC guy or a regular general contractor, whatever it is, go to the local builders association and ask them. You know, it all depends on the cost of your project is how I'll say it. And the higher the cost, obviously, the more risk you have. You want to make sure that your personalities get along, because different personalities, he may do great work, but he just doesn't get along, or you don't get along. And that's going to be hard to get through a project, especially a large project. So find a referral from a friend or family. The Better Business Bureau is a good one. They've got a site that you can go to. I think it's just bbb.com, I would assume. And then your local builders association.
Yep.
That'd be my start.
What if I've contracted with someone to come give me a quote, and I've taken time off of work, I've adjusted my schedule to make time to meet them there, whether it be at my home or maybe at a project site, and adjusted my schedule to make that meeting happen, but they don't show up, or they show up late, or how should I think through that in my metric of, is this going to be a good contractor fit? What should that look like?
I think you answered your question. If that's how the project starts, that's probably how the project's going to continue. Keeping in mind, we're at an all-time low for labor right now. And so the fact that he is late, I wouldn't be too terribly surprised by that, because guys are getting pulled in all different directions. The difference is, did he contact you? Did he tell you he was going to be late? Did he call you after? Did he make any attempt to contact you? The guys that are out there working and trying to do a good job are getting pulled in many, many different directions. But professional is professional, so they should have contacted you. Absolutely.
So what about insurance? Does that play a role in how you hire a contractor? Does that factor into whether you should hire them or not?
If they don't have insurance, you don't hire them. If you hire them and they're doing a roof for your house and it rains while they're doing the roof and destroys a bunch of your belongings, they have no insurance. It's on you. There are so many guys out there, I call them fly-by-night. They don't have insurance, they have some experience, and they can probably get a lot of the jobs done for you. They have no insurance. If there's an issue, who are you going to go after? They don't have the money to do it because they didn't have money to buy the insurance. Now, you asked, how do I know if they have insurance? You can ask for their certificate of insurance. And their insurance company, our insurance company, is very used to that. You pick up the phone, they call them, and they'll send a certificate over and says, yes, Johnny B. Good Contracting has insurance, here's the limits, here's the policy dates, everything. It is very common practice. They can provide that to you literally with a phone call.
Here in the Midwest area, we get a lot of storm damage, so that can come by way of wind or hail or any number of things. When you're choosing a contractor, what should we think about as it relates to those who maybe chase storms?
There's thousands of guys that are making a living storm chasing. And so without stepping on too many toes, just think about the fact that if they have traveled in from 500 miles away and you have hired them to do a job, what happens when you have a warranty claim on that roof or on that siding or those windows that were replaced and they're 500 miles away? Are they coming back to repair that roof leak? Are they coming back to do anything? I'm a firm believer in hiring locals to do a local job.
You get the local service and the local care when you hire someone
Right.
from your area, your region.
They're your neighbors, they're in your community, and you're helping them.
How many bids should you collect when you're having work done at your home? What's a good balance of I'm making sure that I'm getting a good contractor, but also I'm getting an accurate price for the work that actually needs done?
Yeah.
What should I think through there?
So the typical for the industry is 3. You get 3 bids. It also depends on the cost of the project. If you're talking a $500 job, or that's very different from a $50,000 basement remodel or something like that. And the other thing is if you get 3 and one is completely out of kilter and the other 2 are in line with each other, you may get another one, but that generally is what happens. Oftentimes there's one that's way out of whack. But 3 is a pretty good number, but again, it goes back to what we talked about when you're choosing a contractor. If of those 3 bids, by the time you're done and you're at the bidding stage, you've got to be comfortable with that person you're working with.
You have decided on a contractor and now you've got your bids. Should you have a contract every time you hire someone? Is that necessary? Do you need a contract?
I love to just be able to do a job on a handshake, but a contract helps provide clarity and specifics and protection for both sides. We had a customer call and we were on a restoration job that required us to remove the carpet because of mold and asbestos that had to be removed, and he misunderstood the contract and thought that we were not going to remove the carpet, we were just going to roll it back. And it was high-end carpet. It was, one room was several $1,000s. That contract saved the relationship. It saved us a lot of money. I would always recommend a contract. And let me throw this in there. Often people think, well, Joe's my buddy. Joe's my friend, and he's not going to do me wrong. That might be the best time to do a contract, because then it saves that friendship in the end.
It's protecting you as the homeowner. You know what the contractor's responsible for, what he's planning to do, and how much that's going to cost. But it's also protecting the contractor because he knows what your expectation is and what you're anticipating being done in your home at the end of the project. We've gotten our bids. We've determined which contractor we want to work with. We've set a contract. We've agreed on that, and now they would like a down payment.
Is it wrong for a contractor to ask for a down payment? Absolutely not. Listen, by this time, you've done your due diligence. You've searched them out. You've vetted them. You've signed a contract with them. There is a certain level of trust you should have by this point. And if you can't trust them to give them a down payment, you probably have the wrong contractor. How much is too much? How much is too little? That's something that you're gonna have to work out together. The bigger the project, the number gets bigger, you're gonna have to set up some sort of draw schedule. And most contractors are gonna do that and be used to that, to where you get to a certain point in the project and there's a certain percentage of that money that's being paid out during the project. A small project, $1,000 project, most guys are going to ask for 50% up front. I know in my scenario, we've always said, hey, listen, we'll sign a contract today. The day I show up and start doing work, I'll ask for 50% that day, so that they don't feel like they're giving money out and I'm not starting for 2 weeks. But if I've got to order kitchen cabinets
Or specialty windows?
anything, and this is a little bit different era here now. I mean, windows are taking 6 to 12 weeks that normally used to be able to get in a week. Cabinets, even ones that used to be in stock, are 2 to 6 weeks out. So most guys are going to need at least enough to cover the material, and if they're ordering things. If it's something pretty minor, they may be able to get away with a small percentage of a down payment. But I don't think I answered it, but it is going to be dependent on the project. That's a hard one to answer, but ultimately you should have the trust in your contractor by this point that you can sit down and make an agreeable situation, an agreeable contract together. That's part of the contract, is payment terms. How do you choose your contractor? First and foremost, you want to go to your friends and family and get referrals from them. If they've got a contractor that they've used and they've been real happy with, great, there's your first lead. The next one that I like to refer people to is Better Business Bureau. They've got a great website. You can pick the trade that you're looking for and bring up different tradesmen in your area, and that's a great starting point. The other one would be you could go to your local builders association and ask them. They have a list of those that are members of the builders association. We talked about insurance. Should your contractor have insurance? Absolutely, they should have insurance. You should not let them in your house to do any work if they don't have insurance, because guess what? If they don't have it, yours is going to have to cover it. So, is it hard to get insurance and proof of insurance? No, it's not hard. They make a phone call to their insurance agent and they can send what is called a certificate of insurance. It's done every day. It's real simple. How many bids do you want to get? I recommend most generally, depending on the amount of the project, but 3 is a good round number. Should you use a contract? Absolutely, you should use a contract. Even if it is your friend down the street, that's all the more reason to use a contract. Make sure that all of you are on the same page. Make sure that everything's spelled out. Make sure that you can read and understand the contract. Make sure that you have clear communication throughout the whole process. Should you be offended if they ask for money up front? No, absolutely not. That's how the business works. Now, if they ask for 50% up front on a $50,000 job, that's probably going to throw up some red flags. If it's a larger job, you're going to set up draw payments. You're going to still do a deposit. You're still going to do a down payment, whatever you want to call it, earnest money, down payment, deposit, whatever it is. And then you'll do progress payments throughout the progress as you see the job progressing. Never, ever, ever pay in full until the job is complete. Because I'm coming from a contractor perspective, but so many times customers will pay out when they haven't got the job complete and the job never gets completed. So thank you so much. If you find value in what we're doing for you, we really hope you do. We hope that you will subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, please send them to us, because we want to answer the questions that you have. We don't want to just put out random information. We want to know what questions you have. So send them to us. We will do our best to answer them. And thank you. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. See you soon.